Now, Kilroy Plays is probably a person you might have heard about on my channel, and he's actually a good friend. Yeah, so he's well known for his many hours in both Hunt Showdowns and Generation Zero, which are games he specialized in. Now, yeah, so if for the exact zero people that were wondering, what was a game that I really enjoy and have way too many hours in? That, my friends, is World of Tanks. As you can see, my stats, for those of you who can tell, don't show that I am the greatest of player, which I'm not, but I do have 7 whole years of a mediocre experience that I can give to you, those of you who actually want to start playing the game, which I kind of would encourage because I like it a lot and I'm creepily addicted to. Now, to get you all started up in settings wise, to get you ready to go from this to this. Not really. You're more going to be something along the lines of like this. Time to get all your settings right. The graphics and stuff's all up to you. I'd recommend the highest field of view because, you know, sounds or your personal preference. All of the controls are there that you need. And here comes where it things start to matter for understanding how to play this game. Now, all of this does not matter at all. And no matter what, it doesn't matter which one you pick out of these different points. All that matters is with armor penetration indicator. That's what matters, because especially when you're a new player, you have no flipping clue what you are shooting at. But by the looks, I don't think I've gone through this account, because it's pretty new and I haven't touched it. But it appears that with armor indicator is installed on. All of this artillery stuff doesn't really matter because you won't really get to it. But yeah, just your personal preference, really. But this also kind of does matter a lot. Now, you won't have to worry about this at low tiers, like when you start off, but at higher tiers, you can see these skins and they have all this weird funky stuff on it. So you want to put that on simple just so you know where the basic outline of the tank is. And it is completely up to you as to what you want for these two areas. But I would highly recommend that you have something to tell you that there is object in which you cannot shoot through, marked out as so you know not to shoot there. Now, here's when things do start to matter. You probably don't need the tier, even though the tier is pretty nice and easy to see. Vehicle icon, you can or cannot. It really, those don't really matter. What matters is the health indicator and health left. Usually you can get away with percentages, but percentages total and what you have left is, these are what matters in this game. So you know that, well, you can know who it is, but you do need to know how much health they have in any way, shape or form. Teammates don't matter as much, but knowing the tank's name does help. Once again, vehicle icon, whatever you truly desire, but as long as you have the health and have it in a way that you can understand, I would recommend not using the percentage, just because. And destroyed is completely up to you. Destroyed doesn't really matter at all. Battle notifications. Now, this is what OG World of Tanks used to look like. If you want to know what OG World of Tanks felt like, go right ahead. But I'd highly recommend the advanced with all of these engaged, just so you know who did what and what's happened. All of this appears to be engaged. You probably need like most of it. The pop down thing is kind of alright, but you know, it doesn't stack up like this, by the way, so don't panic. Yeah, crew perks, that's a bit weird, but yeah, all of this is kinda own preference. This just pops up in the bottom of your screen and goes away. The log, this is what truly matters. It pops up over the side so you can keep an eye on what you've done. I would highly recommend you have this set up in some way, shape or form. But yeah, it kind of mainly comes up to you, but I would recommend having, these are the ones you need. I'd say the map border is completely up to you. I would recommend to have these, just because you can know what your team and what you're up against is like. And yeah, so now we can go over here, we can do that, you can, all of this is, and 99% of this is personal preference. Horizontal stabilization, you can have that. Where is it? Enable automatic hull lock in sniper mode. You will want to disengage that. And then, yeah, practically all of this is whatever you want. But, okay, let me give you an example via the tech tree. So, let's just go with this thing, this glorious AT. Now, you see how it is what's formerly known as a casemate, which means it doesn't have a turret. And you can see, if you are looking a certain direction, it can only traverse inside this little area. Now, when you're zoomed in, like scoped in, it will only give you that much traverse, and if you try to move your mouse over, it will not let you go past that limiter, and then you will have to move the tank manually, which is a massive pain and often gets you killed. It's gotten me killed, and I know how to play the game remotely. But yeah, that is the sheer basics of this game. Another thing I would highly recommend before clicking on this glorious battle button that is just teasing you to do is well, if you do, you're playing like tier 1 or 2, you've already gone through the tutorial, which isn't too half bad. But I would also highly recommend, if you are getting a bit like confused on some of the maps, if you've played a battle or two, is this, the topography. Oh god damn. Oh, let me have a stroke. But anyway, what this what this does is it gives you a lot of maps that it might be difficult for you to play on. Some of them you wouldn't see, like I don't know if you play on this real early on, that kind of crap. But yeah, this would be a good little thing to like, on maybe on some maps that you're just like, man, I don't really know where to go at Lakeville. So you go here, and it gives you this glorious tank that you could buy, because Wargaming just wants your money. But really, all it does is it shows like different ways in which you could play the game from different areas for different tanks. And yeah, you get actually a relatively good amount of money and some good stuff, which is quite nice for a beginner, like as hopefully one of yous that is watching this. And also there's stories, which I'm pretty sure Wargaming makes you go into when you boot up the game anyway, besides the tutorial. But yeah, this is also a good to, like, you know, get a almost okay understanding of the game. And yeah, if you want me to do a rough overview, oh no, not that one, I want this one, of all of these maps in which you can play and how I think about them, yeah, just tell me, and yeah, I can definitely make some videos on this. Hope you enjoyed. Hope this guide thing wasn't too half bad, and as you can see, I'm starting to buy all of the tier 4s, ready for a tier 4 guide for you. So all of you can understand what you kind of want to grind for really early on, and then I'll slowly move it down up until like tier 8, because I'm not a massive nerd and haven't got all of the tier 8s yet. But yeah, so anyway, hope you like this video, subscribe because I said so, write a comment for any questions that you may have, or just how you thought about this video in general, and yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Bye.